Hi, welcome to this week's SoCal Multifamily Sales Pulse. This is the only publication tracking the markets this closely. So please check in and make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, Mike's Multifamily Minutes, so you never miss a video. And to get a full understanding of current market conditions, make sure you visit my website, MikeLembeck.com, for the full report with all the charts and stats. This weekend, what's happening in the market? Santa Ana approved a new rent control and other tenant protections. The basics of the rent control is to cap rents at 3% annually or 80% of inflation, whichever is less, for buildings built in 1995 or earlier. It will limit when landlords can force tenants out by enacting just cause evictions covering tenants who have lived in the home for at least 30 days. It will also set aside $300,000 for pandemic relief money to create an eviction defense fund and hire a consultant who will act as a bridge until the city creates a new rent control board and a rent registry for apartments. So if you're an apartment owner in Santa Ana, those new rent control policies are something you need to be aware of. Even if you don't own an apartment building in Santa Ana, this is something to be concerned about because other cities may adopt the same or similar policies. Okay, let's take a look at Orange County multifamily closed sales. Orange County had only 6 closed sales last week. Orange County hasn't had this low of a number of closed sales since there were 7 closed sales back in the week of August 15th through the 21st. Orange County usually averages around 12 to 16 closed sales per week. Orange County has seen a drop in the number of closed sales for the last 3 weeks. The closed sales average days on market was 24 days. This is pretty typical for average days on the market for Orange County. And half or 3 of the last week's closed sales were transactions that sold at or above the asking price. Orange County's sale of the week this week is a 3-unit building in Costa Mesa on Costa Mesa Street. This property has never been on the market previously and was being offered for sale by the original builder's family. The property was listed for $1,600,000, sold for $1,681,875 in 45 days. The property was built in 1956 and the units consisted of 2 two-bedroom, 1 baths and 1 bedroom, 1 bath. The property sold for $715 per square foot. The Orange County average price per square foot is $651. There was a significant upside in the rents of approximately 35 to 45%. And the seller carried the first trust deed for the buyer. Okay, let's look at the Orange County listing inventory for last month. Orange County had 11 new listings last week. This is fewer than normal, as Orange County typically averages around 13 to 16 new listings each week. And the total number of active listings dropped to 131 total listings. This is the lowest number of listings for Orange County in several months. The total number of active listings has been declining each week for the last several months. The active listings dollar volume dropped to just over 415 million. And this is the lowest active listings dollar volume since March of 2018. Okay, let's take a look at Long Beach multifamily closed sales last week. Long Beach had 8 closed sales last week. This would be considered an average number of weekly closed sales for Long Beach. The closed sales average days on market was 37 days, and this is also about average for Long Beach closed sales. 7 of the 8 closed sales last week were transactions that sold at or above the asking price. So a lot of competitive bidding last week for Long Beach multifamily. This week's Long Beach sale of the week was a fourplex on Esperanza Avenue and this property was originally listed for 1.5 million. It sold for 1,555,000, and it sold in all cash in 25 days. His property was located in the Alamitos Beach area. It's also located a few blocks from downtown Long Beach and 2 blocks from the beach. The property was built in 1925, and all the units were 1 bedroom, 1 bath. The property has beautiful original hardwood floors, tile fireplaces, wood built-ins, and aesthetic period detailing. The owner meticulously maintained the property's features and recently installed copper plumbing throughout the building, as well as a large portion of new windows. The property sold for $425 per square foot, and the average price per square foot in Long Beach is $513. The gross rent multiplier was 17.7, and the cap rate was 3.95%. Looking at the Long Beach listing inventory, Long Beach last week had just 4 new listings. This is the lowest number of weekly new listings for Long Beach since there were just 5 new listings the week of July 18th through the 24th. And the total number of active listings dropped to 88 listings. This is the lowest total number of active listings since December of 2019. The active listings dollar volume dropped to just under 233 million, and this is the lowest active listings dollar volume since December of 2019. Okay, let's take a look at Los Angeles County now. Los Angeles County had 91 closed sales last week. That's up from 77 closed sales in the prior week, and more in line with the normal activity of weekly sales for LA County. Closed sales average days on market was 34 days. There were 44 of the 91 closed sales that were transactions that sold at or above asking price. The Los Angeles County sale of the week was a 6-unit building on 82nd Street in Los Angeles. This property was listed for $1,350,000 and sold for $1,350,000 in just 6 days. And it was an all cash sale. The units were all 1 bedroom, 1 bath. The property was built in 1987, and the property sold for $375 per square foot. The average price per square foot in LA County is $505. It sold for just 10.8 times gross, and the cap rate was 7.3%. The price per unit was $225,000. All really good numbers for the current market. Okay, let's take a look back now at the LA listing inventory. Last week, new listings had 139, and that brings the total number of active listings to 1,761. And that the total number of active listings remained below 1,800 for the 5th consecutive week, and the months of inventory remained at 11 months. Okay, looking at San Diego County multifamily, San Diego County had 20 closed sales last week. That's a good strong week of sales for San Diego County. That's the highest number of weekly closed sales. Prior to last week was 18 closed sales for the week of August 8th through 14th. And San Diego has had a steady increase of closed sales monthly since May of 2020. And as you can see here, there was 47 total sales in May of 2020, and that is increased to 24 or 103 closed sales in August of this year. The closed sales average days on market was 28 days. This stat is pretty normal for San Diego County. There were 12 of the 20 transactions that sold at or above asking price. The San Diego County multifamily inventory, there was 26 new listings last week. That's keeping the total number of active listings at 180 or above for the second consecutive week, but still below 200 total listings. And this is where San Diego County's total listings were earlier this year. Months of inventory remained at 11 months. All right, looking at Riverside County had 10 closed sales last week. This is a good, strong week of sales for Riverside County. Riverside County hasn't had 10 closed sales in 1 week since the week of June 20th through 26th. The recent closed sales per week in Riverside County had been down to between 3 to 6 closed sales per week. The closed sales average days on market was 31 days. This is pretty normal for this stat for Riverside County. There were 4 transactions that sold at or above asking price. There were 2 transactions that were financed using FHA financing. The Riverside County listing inventory, the Riverside County had just 2 new listings last week. That's quite a low number of new listings for Riverside County. Riverside County typically averages around 7 to 10 new listings weekly. The total number of active listings is now at 87 listings, and this is the first time the total number of active listings has been below 90 since February of 2020. The months of inventory remained at 4 months. Okay, looking at San Bernardino County had 14 closed sales last week. This is the same number of closed sales as the prior week and a little better than average, which is around 10 closed sales per week. The closed sales average days on market was 68 days. This stat is a bit inflated due to one property being on the market for 323 days. If we remove this one closed sale from the closed sales average days on market, it drops down to 44 days. That's still a bit high, but closer to normal, which is about 30 days. There were 7 or half of the 14 transactions that were sold at or above asking price. The San Bernardino County listing inventory, there was 16 new listings last week. That's keeping the total number of active listings above 140 for the third consecutive week at 147 listings. And months of inventory remained at 7 months. The active listings dollar volume remained above 211 million for the second consecutive week. Okay, so that wraps up another week of the SoCal Multifamily Sales Pulse. This week we saw fewer listings and closed sales in Orange County, strong competition for inventory and lower inventory in Long Beach. Los Angeles County closed sales numbers were back up, and LA County inventory remained steady. San Diego, Riverside, and San Bernardino County are still enjoying strong weekly sales, but inventory levels are slowly declining. And this is anticipated as we are now in fall and heading towards the holidays. You can look at all the charts, sales, and stats in detail and at your leisure in the full report on my website, MikeLembeck.com. If you're an owner experiencing a tight cash flow situation, have a look at our property reposition program or our shared equity program that allows you to make property improvements with no money out of pocket. And if you're tired of dealing with tenants, toilets, and trash, we have access to lots of inventory using the Delaware Statutory Trust as a way of satisfying your 1031 exchange requirements. And feel free to shoot me an email with any questions on the market, or if you're looking at acquiring more units or selling a property you currently own. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mike's Multifamily Minutes, so you never miss a video. See you next week.